All right, so let's build a platformer in Godot. So one thing that you may wonder about Godot is how do we persist data from level to level or throughout the game? Keep sounds from disappearing. When their source disappears, things like that. And so they actually have this really cool thing called auto loads. And so what I like to do is, basically I'll create just just a regular node like this, and then call it Game Manager. And what this lets me do is I can add a script to it. We'll go into our scripts folder, say open, and create just an empty script. And so what this lets you do is, you can save it as a scene. And then you can come in here and you can say, coins equals 0, score equals 0. And you're going to be able to save this information through your whole game. And the way you do that is you come into project settings and you select it as an auto load. So we can just call this game manager, and then we will find it in our scenes, and then game manager, open that and add. And now this will get loaded behind the scenes when we play our game. So as you can see, it's not actually loaded into our level at all. But when we go to play our game, we can come over here to the remote tab, and then you can see the game manager is right here. And then over on the right, we can see coins and score. And so that's going to get loaded in wherever we go. And what's cool is, since this is an auto load, we can actually access it from anywhere in the game. So if we were in our player script here, we could, game manager dot coins, right? So if we wanted to print that game manager dot coins, then it's going to print into our console. See all the zeros? So every frame it's going to print how many coins it has into our console. So now we can access Game Manager and any kind of methods or values that we want to store inside our Game Manager. We can access from any script in any level, and that will always be there and always be loaded. All right, so we got our Game Manager, we have a player, and we have a level. Now let's get some coins going on. So to start with, we want to find our assets here. We'll drag in our coin assets and link in the description if you want to grab the same thing I have and follow along. So to create a coin, we'll go ahead up here and so we'll click Other Node and Animated Sprite 2D. So this needs an animation. So we'll click New Sprite Frames, open up our Sprite Frames, and then instead of just dragging them in like we did the animation for our character, we're going to click this little icon right here. That's going to let us create animation from a sprite sheet. So see, these all have, each frame together in the same file. So basically, this brings up this, and we can set, horizontal is 5, because there's 5 coins there, and vertical is 1. And so once it's drawn these little boxes around our stuff, then we click them in order that we want to add them in and click Add 5 Frames. So you can see here now, if we open up our sprite frames, that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and we can just play that, and we've got our nice little animation there. So we want to autoplay this, so it's just always on. So we can do that, and now we need to add a area 2D. And this is what's going to allow us to set up a collision. So for our child node of our area 2D, we're going to create a collision shape 2D. And this one will work really well as a circle. And bring that in a little bit, right around our coin. Yeah, so let's go ahead and save this under scenes. And actually, let's change this to coin, just so it'll name it right for us. Coin in scenes and save. Now we can come back to our level and we can drop these coins in. And he's so tiny. He's so tiny. So let's go back and maybe make him a little bit bigger. So we'll go transform and we'll do scale. Let's do like 4. Yeah, that feels like a little better. Yeah, there we go. That's a little bit nicer size. Let's just see what that looks like in game. And so, see, there we got our coin, and it's spinning around. Perfect. So what we can do is can actually just hit Control D, and that will let us duplicate. Control D, and if you hold shift as you drag, then it'll stay exactly in the same like horizontal position. So then we can Control D and just grab all of those, move them over here. And now you'll see like we're starting to get a lot of coins built up over here. So what I like to do is just kind of organize stuff is just, create another node, and we'll just call this coins. And then we can drag all of these coins in. And so now that keeps them kind of like in a folder for us. So now what we can do is if we grab these and we Control D, it's going to keep them all in our folder. And so we can just sort of scatter these around our level however we see fit. And so now we've got this cool little scene where we have coins, but they don't do anything yet. So we can't actually pick them up. So what we need to do is we need to create a script. And the first thing that we want to do is we want to make sure that our player is in a group. So we can go over here to node, groups, and then we can add a group. We'll call this player, and we'll make it a global group. And that's just going to make sure that our player is in the global group player. So for our coins, go ahead and save our scene, hop back over to coins, and we will add a script. We will change this to the scripts folder, open and create. And this is going to give us this nice little situation here. So we can grab our area 2D and come over to signals. And so signals are just a way to, if like it's kind of like an event, like if something happens, it'll trigger a signal. So for this one, we want to do body entered, and we will connect. All right. And so what we can do here is this will basically trigger anytime a rigid body enters our area. And so what we want to do is we want to make sure that the body is in group player. So if this is our player that ran into it, then we will game manager dot coins plus equals 1, and that will create the extra coin in the game manager. Because remember, in our game manager, we have coins set up here. Then we can also give the player some points. Oh, which actually this needs to be coins, not coin. And then we can also give the player some points. So we can say plus equals, let's say 100 points. And then we want to make the coin disappear. So the way that you make the coin disappear is you call this function queue_free. And that basically just, deletes the coin from existence. So now if we go and play, and we can come over to remote and look at our game manager, and inspector. Yeah, so coins and score. So let's see, does our coins and score go up? Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. You can see over here, as I'm collecting coins, the coins and the score are both going up. Sweet. Oh, and I fell. Okay. So, besides the fact that I can't play my own game, it looks like we are in business with our coins and our score both going up. So now we should, put these into our scene somehow, right? So like it would be sweet to have the coins and the score values both show up on the screen. So let's go ahead and add a new canvas layer. And this is going to work as our interface. So basically, this blue line here represents the viewport. This is what you see on the screen. And you can come in here and add a child node. So in Godot, label is what's generally used for text. So we can call this coins value, and we can come over here and we'll go theme overrides, font sizes, and we want to make this a little bigger. So like, I don't know, 60. And then let's just give it like a default value of 0. So it's going to be our coins. And then let's go ahead and create another one, label, and this will be our score value. All right, okay. And then we'll also give that a 0, and then theme overrides, font sizes. Let's do like 30 for this one, make it a little smaller. Oops. All right, and then we actually want to align these a little better. So like, let's horizontal align it to the right, and then we'll do this guy to the right. Give it a little more room. All right, so now we've got our scene set up with these things. So like if we play, we'll see, we have our values up here, but they're not changing. So what we can do to change them is hop back over to our game manager script. And so let's just play this real quick and we'll look at the remote and see where our game manager is. So it's underneath this thing called root. And then we have our canvas layer, right, with coin values, score values. So what we actually need to do is we actually need to be able to access this from our game manager. And so the way that we do that is we'll just call this GUI. And then we can save branch as scene. And then we'll save. And so we can actually delete this now from our level. And we can add it to our game manager like so. So now we have the GUI underneath our game manager. So what we can do is we can create a new function, and this is going to be process function. So this basically runs every frame. And then we can say, okay, so our GUI coins value dot text should be equal to coins, right? But coins is going to be a number, so we want to make sure that coins is a string since we're updating text. So this basically points to the coins value inside of our GUI, and then we're also going to want to do another one for the score that will update the score. And so this is as the score changes and as the coins change, this will update our user interface in our scene. So we'll save our game manager and then play, and then let's see if this works. And indeed it does. So as we go and collect our coins, we're getting points added to our score, and we are also getting the coin value updated up there. If we want to, we can make our GUI look a little bit nicer. So maybe we want to add, an image of our coins. So we can create a new child node, and we'll do another animated sprite 2D. And for animation, new sprite frames, open up sprite frames. And then again, we're going to pull our coins over from our sprite map. So same thing we did before. Add frames, and then we'll scale this up a little bit. And then we can put it right there. And we'll just make it look a little nicer. And so since we're not actually triggering this, making it autoplay, we could make it autoplay like that, and then it would just always spin up there, but it kind of can be distracting a little bit. So if we do it like this, then we kind of just get the icon up there that doesn't move. But if you want to make it spin, you can really easily just hop into your sprite frames and click autoplay, and then it should spin in the interface. And there we go. We can pick up coins, we can earn points, and we can see it all displayed on the screen as we do it. Easy as that.